What's up, guys? It's Ryan and you're watching Ryan Vision. Got another episode of Project LJ here for you. Also wanted to give you a quick update on Instagram. I changed my name on there. I was Project ZJ, then I was Project LJ. Now I changed it to Ryan.Vision. Basically the reason I did that is now I'm doing Jeep stuff. I'm doing pontoon boat stuff. I've got some stuff with my dog on there. I got all sorts of different stuff on there. So I decided I'll just call it Ryan Vision, just like the YouTube channel. That way I can put everything on there. So today, as far as Project LJ is concerned, got a couple updates for you. And the reason I'm showing you the front right now is I got this sexy Gatekeeper Offroad stubby bumper on here. You guys have probably seen this before, but it's all finished up now. I got the winch mounted. It's a rough country 8,000 pound winch, and that winch came with the fairlead for under 400 bucks. I got the fairlead. The synthetic cable was already spooled. I didn't have to do anything. It was already good to go. It had this sleeve on here, and it came with this hook, and it came with the controller, of course. So it was ready to go under 400 bucks. I want to say like 380 bucks. For the winch. So I had a rough country 9,500 pound winch on Project ZJ, and you know, every time I needed it to work, it did. I snapped a steel cable on it, which is why I ended up going to synthetic rope. But other than that, the only time I ever had a problem, and it wasn't when I needed it, I was just messing around with it, the electrical box had some moisture inside of it, and they sent me a brand new electrical box. But you can see they've redesigned all that. It used to be a two-piece. It used to have like a seam right here, and that's where the water got in. There was like a gasket. Now it's just one piece, goes all the way down. So I like the way they improved that. So yeah, the bumper was bare steel, but I painted it a metallic silver, and everybody thinks it's aluminum now. And I was kind of going back and forth, maybe painting it black just for easier touch-up. But then when I saw it with the black winch and the black fairlead, I said, no, I got to keep it silver. Plus, it's got this really nice Gatekeeper emblem or logo right here. And I like how you can see that when it's silver. It really stands out. So very happy with this bumper. Getting a lot of compliments on it. Check out Gatekeeper Offroad. They do it with a stinger, and they do it with a stubby setup like this. So you can kind of, you know, change it up how you want to for your rig. I really like the angles of it. It's a nice clean design. And when I say the angles, I just like the way, like, you have this line right here and another line right here. And I like the way they did these shackle mounts. You can see how they're angled. Just a lot of attention to detail. You got plenty of room there if you wanted to run like a Curry sway bar through there, an anti-rock type thing. So you got room there. And these bumpers are so easy to put on too. You got 2 bolts here, you got 1 on the bottom, bam. 4 bolts for the winch, done deal. 2 bolts for the fairlead. So really loving how this bumper looks. I feel like it gave Project LJ its face. I just feel like it looks so much better now. It looks really mean. And once it's got the Dana 44 in the front with the crossover steering, oh man, it's gonna look really sweet. So another thing you might have noticed, I got a light bar on the hood now. So this is from GG Lighting. If you guys have been following me for a while, you know I always go with GG Lighting. I've been using them for years, never had any problems. Super bright lights, no issues at all. And they have all of their light bars come with really nice wiring harnesses with the switches and the relay and everything. So this is a 20-inch bar. And it actually measures like, I think 22 and some change, mounting point to mounting point. And then these are rough country brackets here. So they just basically, it was real easy. The rough country brackets came with a little gasket that went on top of the hood hinge here. So you just took these 3 bolts out. It came with 3 new bolts. These are the ones that came with the rough country kit, and these little like soft washers. So you just took the 3 bolts out, slap the gasket on there, then slap the mount on there and put the provided bolts in there. Went on no problem. You can see I got some zip ties here. I'm trying to hide that cable going down. And I didn't drill or anything. I just tucked it right in there. No problems there. So that was super easy, and then I went out and I just aimed it. I had these bolts loose. These bolts right here, I had those loose. I went out really dark country road and aimed it right where I wanted it. And you would not believe, if you follow me on Instagram, you'll see how much light this thing throws out, but it's really nice. And you don't see it that much from inside, you know, depending how tall you are, you don't see it that much. So it's really not blocking my vision, but man, it throws a lot of light out. So the only other thing I'm gonna do as far as LED lighting on this, I'm not gonna run a windshield bar like I used to do on Project ZJ. I had a 50-inch curve bar, it was super bright. The only problem is, depending on the shape of the windshield, the angle and everything like that, you can get some glare on the windshield, especially if it's not clean, and you can get some glare off the hood. Project ZJ was a white hood, probably not as much problem with the darker hood, but I get zero glare, visible glare from this, which is awesome. And I was toying with putting the pods. I have some GG lighting pods. I was gonna like drill a hole and put them here, but I think what I'm actually gonna do is get a mount that goes behind the fairlead, and then it'll have two little tabs here, and I'll put my pods there in the middle. I think that'll look pretty good. So yeah, just wanted to give you guys a good look at the Gatekeeper Offroad bumper. Very sexy, really liking the look, totally transformed the Jeep. I am going to be eventually running Gatekeeper Offroad's front fenders. These are just some Smittybilts right now. They're okay for now. I don't like the look of them, but they came with the Jeep, so I'm like, whatever, I'll run them right now. But these are Gatekeeper Offroad sliders. And my buddy Nate, if you guys remember Niner Nate, he helped me out big time on these, man. He threw these on for me. Came and got the Jeep on a trailer, took it home, and slapped these babies on, painted them and everything. So big thanks to Niner Nate on that. He did sell his 5.9 ZJ, and kind of bummed to see that go, but I'm sure he'll get something else in the future. But anyways, Nate, big thanks to you on these, and of course Gatekeeper Offroad. You guys did an awesome job fabricating these. Really good welds. I love this little step here, so nice. I'm tall, I'm like 6'3", but I have a hard time getting in this Jeep even on a 4-inch lift. Not a hard time, but you know, could rip the crotch out of my pants if I'm not careful. So ignore this right here. Again, this is all temporary. These are Smittybilt rear fenders, temporary. Eventually I'll have Gatekeeper Offroad's rear quarter armor and fender setup here. It'll cover all this, and it'll just link in very nicely with this, so all of this will be covered here. That's actually a factory hole there, so I'm not even gonna mess with it right now. But Nate threw some silver down for me just behind this area right here, so that you could see that GK logo for Gatekeeper Offroad. And then you can see how they tuck under, give nice coverage, and they slide right into the body mounts. So it secures them under there as well as to the body with the nutserts. So I bought one of those nutsert tools off Amazon. I don't know, 60 something bucks maybe, and threw that to Nate, and he made it happen. Looks awesome. I'm ready to beat them up and ready to scratch them up. And then, so that's kind of the new armor stuff. And then along the lines of that, with the winch and everything, I did get some recovery gear. I'll show you that, but while I'm at it, since we're talking bumpers and stuff, let me show you Goliath Offroad's rear bumper called the Trekker. This thing gets so many compliments. People love it. So I should point out, I do have a 1-inch body lift, so if you don't have a body lift, this bumper will sit much more flush with the body. But this thing's very cool, a lot of options. I went with the reverse pods. Again, GG lighting. You guys can use my discount code, Project LJ. You'll get a discount on any lights or brackets through them. So I did go with the reverse pods. I wanted that. And I also wanted the shackle mounts on the back. You can just get it smooth across the back. There's also an option if you want to have a 2-inch receiver built in, you can do that. But I really like the curves. Let me give you a shot from straight on from the back. I just really like how it looks. And I like the fact that it's just a little bit wider than the tub, so it does offer some protection to the corners of the tub, but it's not too wide, it's not too bulky, it doesn't stick out too far. It's just right in my opinion. I posted this on Instagram up for like a poll, which back bumper should I run, and this thing won by a landslide. I do have those reverse pods hooked up, very bright when I throw it in reverse, very happy with the rear facing lights. And once I get those pods on the front, I'll be really happy with the front facing lights as well. Check my other video out for the spare tire carrier by MoreRide. It's a tailgate reinforcement kit. I have a whole video on that, so I'm not going to go into that right now. And also, if you like the soft top, best top truck top NX, I did a video on that as well. So check my other videos if you want to see that in more detail. But let me show you the recovery gear. And a lot of this is, so I call this my man purse. And a lot of this is stuff that I learned from Project ZJ, right? So it's like, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. When I sold Project ZJ, I included a lot of my gear and stuff with it. I just wanted to set them up, you know, with all the stuff that I needed on the trail. I wanted to make sure the new owner had on the trail. So in this bag, and I bought this was all a kit. This is the winch remote that came with the Rough Country winch. Just set that aside. But this kit comes with a short strap. So you got a nice little short strap. You could use it as like a tree strap, wrap it around a tree, or if you're just towing a really short distance, you could use this. Very short, very short. I want to say, I don't know, I'll have to put the measurement. I don't even want to say, probably between 4 and 6 feet. And then you got a really long strap down here, okay, all included in the kit. Of course, you get a keychain. I'm not a fan of having keychains in my pocket, so I didn't use that yet. But I really like these. These are deflators, and I had these on Project ZJ. I included it when I sold it, probably just because I forgot it was in the glove box. But these are cool. So they come apart. So you got 1, 2, 3, 4. They thread off of here, and what you do is you just thread them onto the valve stems, and you do all of them. You just hook them up to all 4. And then the end is still open, so you hear them just start hissing. All your tires are deflating automatically, and you go around with a pressure gauge and you just check them, and when they all get down to where you want them, I usually go about 10 psi, then you just thread these guys off. So it works out pretty good. I know a lot of people use like the ARB where you remove the valve stem and it drains out. Honestly, I don't know what's quicker, because you're doing those one at a time. This is kind of cool because you just hook these all on at once and then kind of make your rounds. So I'm not sure what would win in a race, but I like these. It works really well. You can work on 4 tires at a time instead of 1. So definitely going to use those. And then it did come with these shackles. Nice. And I'm not going to mount these all the time. Just for looks, because they do bang around and make a lot of noise, but these babies are going to look sweet on that Gatekeeper Offroad bumper. So what I'll do is I'll just have these loose ready to go, so I can toss them in anytime I need to give somebody a pull or I need to get pulled by somebody. So I always have those ready to go. One thing I do need to add is a snatch block, basically like a pulley. That way I can either double up the winch line, or, you know, hook it to a tree and pull from an angle, stuff like that. So I definitely need to get a snatch block in this recovery gear bag. But yeah, very, very happy with my man purse. And I carry that around all the time, because when you see somebody stranded on the side of the road, you want to be able to help them. And as long as you got that, you know, you can take care of them. So yeah, pretty stoked on that. The winch is wired and working. It's mounted, everything's nice and solid. Gatekeeper Offroad stubby bumpers, good to go, painted and everything. Gatekeeper sliders are good to go, went black with those, and I like how those blend into the side shot. I am going to be changing the wheels, I'm just not sure when. This rig, when I bought it, came with brand new 35-inch tires. They're Mastercraft Cursor MXTs. I am going to change those eventually to Goodyear Wrangler MTR Kevlars. And I'll run a 15x8 method race wheels double standard black with a silver lip, just like I did on Project ZJ. They look great, they worked well, held up to abuse, rock rash, things like that. So I want to run the same thing, kind of a tribute to Project ZJ. So I will be getting a set of 5 of those wheels, and then I'll get 1 tire, because this spare tire that I got, I found out is like super old. I forgot I left this thing open. This is like the Jurassic Park style tire. Maybe I could sell this to one of those Jurassic Park Jeeps. It's the old school one, guys. It's the OG all-terrain BFG. So it's just old. It's old. It's holding air, but it's really old. It's kind of dry. I found some cracks. You know, I didn't notice that stuff when I bought it. I didn't pay a lot of money for it. It came with the wheel already mounted and everything. So I went for it. It would get me out of a jam. But I think for now, depending just on the timing of things, if I do go ahead and get a set of 5 wheels, I'll probably just buy a 5th Mastercraft tire, so they all match this, and I'll wear those out a bit, and then I'll look into a set of either 35 or 37 inch MTR Kevlars and just run the same method wheels. So yeah, I think it's going to be a pretty sweet setup. Pretty happy with how things are going. The Iron Rock Offroad suspension's all dialed in, ready to flex, ready to get it all scratched up. It is immaculate right now. I haven't bounced it off any rocks yet, so it's just super sexy. It's super nice right now, but I'm gonna have to change that up. Gonna have to go scrape it on some rocks. So I'm really excited to get the front 44 in this thing. I have ARB air lockers for the front and the rear 44s. So it's going to be really nice to get those in, have this thing all locked up and ready to, you know, do some real rock crawling. But she's flexy right now. She's good to go, and she climbs pretty good. As far as I know, it's stock gears, so it should be 373, but it does feel a little peppy. I almost wonder what's going on as far as gears in this thing. And even Mitch, when he was working on the suspension, he said he felt like something was locking up in the front end, like maybe a limited slip differential or something. So we'll see. I got to get it out to Prairie City. I got to do some test runs and see how this baby does. But like I said, I have the ARBs already, so I'm definitely going to swap that front 44 in, do a crossover steering with the TerraFlex knuckle, and just get her all dialed in like Project ZJ was. I think she's going to be a mean rig when she's all done, and she's getting there little by little. So again, thanks for watching, guys. I'll keep the updates coming. Got a lot more things to do to this, and I'll make sure I video them. But check me out on Instagram, ryan.vision, and I post pictures on there a lot more than I post videos on YouTube, but I'm working on that. Also, I got a new drone, so I'm going to be hoping to get some good drone footage when I get this thing out on the trails. So that's it for today, guys. I'll keep you posted as things move forward with Project LJ. Cheers.